Hello to all my friends out there. So dinner time. So I have some peppermint tea. This is a good one. You can add honey, lemon, and cinnamon to it, but it's also good just plain. I like the one from Dollar Tree. So now another bowl. Oops. Where is my... Okay, so now, let's see. I roasted some potatoes, 400. And what I like about these bowls is they're very, very easy to make. It makes a lot, and then you can just slip if there's any left, you can slip it in the refrigerator and eat it later. Let me get some napkins. So my potatoes are a little bit, I just put salt and pepper on them. My potatoes are a little greasier than I like them, so I will put them on a napkin because I have some, I want to make some gravy. You could eat it, but... And then, you know, I made some meatballs. I had some hamburger. So while I'm making my gravy, you know, my napkins can be blotting up the grease. Okay, so now I have a little oil from my, I roasted my meatballs at 400. What I did was I sprinkled a little coarse sea salt because that will tenderize your meat. You don't have to use MSG. Then I added garlic, pepper, and onion, and 1 egg, and then enough breadcrumbs so I could shape them into meatballs. And then I just roasted them along. This is my kind of meal because in my life I always worked, and so I would have laundry and stuff to do. So, you know, I would make meals a lot that involve baking because, you know, the stuff is baking. So now, okay, so if you've been following me, you know that in my freezer I had these small cups of milk. So I had one small cup of milk, and I added some water, the same amount of water as evaporated milk. So you could just eat your meatballs and potatoes with you know, salt and pepper and ketchup. Ketchup can count as a vegetable. But I went to Aldi's, so I had corn. So I think it's kind of helpful to see what the other guy makes. I was doing this for a long time, and it never occurred to me just to cook dinner and show you guys the easy dinners I make. Maybe about 5 years ago, I did a video, Meatball Mania. It was not a real great video, but it did demonstrate a whole bunch of different kinds of meatballs that I was making at the time. So what you want to do is you want to cook that raw taste out of your flour. That's why you want to stockpile a little bit of flour. If you can afford Gold Medal Premium, you don't really need it, but it does taste really good. And if you can stockpile milk any way you want, I bought the 2 cans of evaporated milk because I had froze my evaporated milk, and I didn't know how that was going to work for the pumpkin pie. But it looks like it unthawed just fine. So, you know, if you have potatoes and gravy and some kind of meat and some ketchup can count as a vegetable. I heard there were facilities, you know, like nursing homes or board and care homes that were counting ketchup as a vegetable. See how easy it is to make gravy? So since I had quite a bit of salt and pepper in my my drippings, you know, I'll put the salt and pepper on it if I need it when I eat it. And what I do a lot of times is here's the Aldi's corn for 50 cents. I'm going to be stocking those big ones, though. If something happens, one of those big cans would be enough for, I think I was eating one of them, not the big cans, but I was eating one of them for about a week. It was peas. So you might be thinking, well, I don't really care for eating peas for a whole week. Well, if you don't have any food, you'll be okay with it. What you want to do is avoid that. So see that 2 cups of milk made a nice little batch of gravy. Sometimes I keep it like in a little bowl and I just eat it like a little bowl of soup with crackers. If you don't have any soup but you have some drippings. So here's my meatballs. So I'll take my napkins out. So what I think I will do is I will pour my my gravy in a little bowl. I could pour it on my potatoes, but I doubt I'm going to eat all this food. Like a big bowl this big is enough food for maybe about 2 days. You know, all the rest of tonight and tomorrow. So, I want to show you something, if I can find it. Okay, here it is. So, let's see, this is 16 ounces, so I had about a 1/3 pound. See how many meatballs? A 1/3 pound of meat of hamburger, 99 cents only. I'll probably, once I get room in my freezer, I will probably buy the meat at Costco. Oh, Sit Off the Grid had a great meal. If you want to see what it was, go to Sit Off the Grid and check it out. She bought her meat at Costco. So, okay, so what I can do is I can dip my potatoes into my gravy. Yummy. It's hot. That's about 1/3 pound, so $1 worth of meatballs. And the potatoes, you know, were pretty cheap. These potatoes I bought were good. I bought them from 99 cents only and 50 cents worth of corn. So figure, well, the gravy, even though you know it was in the freezer and the big, you figure if 12 ounces is $1 of evaporated milk and you have 8 ounces, that'd be about 60 cents worth of milk. You could just drink the milk if you don't want gravy. you can put all kinds of stuff. You can put meatballs, these meatballs, into some top ramen. Or you can make a meatball sandwich, or you can put teriyaki sauce. These are good. One of the followers had nuggets and some kind of rice. I think it was rice-a-roni. So, you know, anything you have, you can make a nice big bowl of food. So you want to get rice, beans, and potatoes so that you're not going to run out in the month. Canned vegetables so you're not going to run out. Canned milk. Ketchup, because you can count that as a vegetable. And then fine meat. I like the comment by Harley Dancer, and it was beef loin, and she cut 14 steaks, some breakfast steaks, and some beef stew meat. I was checking out the beef stew meat at Costco. So I'm going to be making some beef stew pretty soon. Not until after Thanksgiving, though. Okay, you guys, God bless you all.